What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So I have some good and bad news, I guess. Mostly I don't know, it's kind of both. The bad news is we're pulling the motor out of this car again, and yeah. So as you guys know, I just got this thing running like a couple weeks ago, and I was actually in the process of getting it tuned. And so the issue with that was I got scammed on injectors. There's this guy that owns a performance shop a couple minutes from where I live, and I seen him at the track the other day, and I asked him about using his dyno because I told him about how I got scammed on injectors, and he asked me what kind, and I told him. And he asked me what kind of clip they were, and I told him that they are kind of like the rectangle shaped clip. If you can see here, this is the clip. These are the clips that I had to buy for the Bosch 2200s. They're basically like a rectangle clip. I think they're called EV1s or EV14s or something like that. I don't quite remember. I ordered them a while ago, but I told him, and he instantly said they're fake. So he had Bosch 2200s on his car that he was running at the track. He showed me, and it's an oval shaped clip. So it is a little bit different from what I have on this car. And he was like, yeah, dude, they're fake, blah, blah, blah. Like, I can get you a hookup on some real ones or some FICs or whatever. He's a big vendor for a lot of different places, which me and him are actually talking about hooking me up with a Haltech ECU, because I do plan on going standalone over the winter. So he's actually going to be switching to a Haltech on his race car, and if he does that, then he's going to try to be a vendor for them and see what he has to do to, you know, basically get everyone a discount, basically what a vendor does. So that's basically the issue with that. And I could, you know, buy some Siemens 1025s and use those, or I could just, you know, say F it and get some $800, you know, FIC 2200s and just spend the money, because I'm going to have to anyways. But the issue is it's already getting cold, and it's already basically getting ready to snow here in Ohio. And there's no point for me to, you know, blow $800 on injectors and then get this thing tuned and only drive it for not even a week. And my main goal for this year was to basically get it running, and I did. But now, of course, you guys, and so do I want to, you know, I basically want to see it roll down the road. I want to drive it. But it's just one of those things where I got to make a smart decision. And if you guys know, when I first started building this thing, all the bottom end parts came with the car when I bought it. And the pistons that are in there now are Wiseco 8.8-1. And those aren't the pistons I wanted to run. I want to run JE 10.5-1 pistons. I want to bump the compression up way higher. And when I tried selling these pistons, no one wanted to buy them. But I do have a potential buyer on these ones. These basically are still brand new. I only started this thing like 5-6 times, and that was idling probably 2 to 5 minutes max. So I do potentially have a buyer for these ones. And not only that, if you guys don't know, the only thing that's not built on this bottom end is the billet tone wheel. So I don't want to, you know, push this to high 700s and then blow the tone wheel, and then it destroys my block, and then I got to rebuild the whole thing. So the plan is to pull this out, sell the pistons, upgrade to 10.5-1s how I wanted, and then get a billet tone wheel. And the reason why I didn't get a billet tone wheel before is because on Real Tune Performance, they're actually sold out at the time, and I didn't want to wait for them to get back in stock. But now they're in stock. Well, that's what it says. So I'm going to have to go ahead and order one of those, and then order the pistons, and then I can basically just put it back together after that and then still get it tuned. It's just, I'm just going to pull it all apart, check everything over, check all the bearings, you know, ever since I ran the car. I just want to see how everything's looking since I started it, upgrade the pistons to what I want, get a billet tone wheel, and then this thing will be ready to make some jam and basically not have zero issues. Because that was the main thing on my mind, was I don't want to push a lot of power and then that tone wheel breaks. And if it breaks, I'm screwed. So It sucks that I gotta pull the motor back out of this thing, but then again, it's, you know, for a good reason. I basically gotta pull a trans on anyways to put a twin disc or a triple disc in it and, you know, get an internal slave. And that's the other thing too, is I did come to my senses, and I did think this was a lot of thinking and, you know, sorting out and whatnot, but I am getting a built trans for this car. I will be getting a Liberty straight cut gear set with upgraded input shaft and all that. So this will be getting a built trans. So the plan is to take the motor out, pull the motor apart, upgrade the pistons, upgrade to a billet tone wheel, get a built trans, get a cage, and maybe even get a standalone. So first things first, I gotta pull all this apart again. So let's get to it. As you can see behind me, I got the whole entire car pulled apart, all the parts laying on the ground, motor's chilling on the tire, and the trans is over there on the ground as well. So it just sucks seeing it like this. You know, it just honestly kind of hurts me, but it's just one of those things to where it has to be done in order for me to, you know, make the power that I truly want out of this car, and maybe even more, because I can always change up turbo setups to make more power. I can always switch up fuel. But the head is fully built to how I want. And now I just got to change up a couple things in the block that I should have done in the first place. But, you know, things happen. It's part of the game. Nothing's ever going to go right the first time. Just like in a couple of my other videos of, you know, it's just one of those things where you just got to pay to play. And things happen, and you just got to live with it. So I pulled it out, just like I said, for the better. It's going to get better parts and all this other stuff. So anyways, I'm going to end it right here. Tomorrow I'm going to come up and actually organize and clean up the whole entire shop, because the shop is a complete mess. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to find one of those foldable tables, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a teardown process of the motor, because I already have a potential buyer for the pistons. So as soon as the pistons are sold, I can go ahead and use that money towards getting the new pistons that I want, and then I'll go ahead, get the billet tone wheel, and then basically the bottom end will be done. But just like I said, I got other things I got to worry about, like getting the trans built, as well as possibly doing a standalone. But also during the winter, I want to send this car out to the guy that built my Sidewinder to get a full-blown cage put in, because I know I'm going to need it. But it just depends on what I want to do at the moment. So the cage is the same price as all the stuff for the trans, so I may just get all the stuff for the trans, get all that good to go, and then put everything back in, and then get it running for whatever time or whatever. I think this is like the 4th or 5th time I pulled this motor or put one in. I honestly don't remember anymore. So I'm just gonna end it off right here. This was just a short, simple video and an update video on what's going on with this thing, because I know I have been doing a lot of stuff with the black car, and I also have a lot more interesting things to do with that car. So may also be getting a new project here soon as well. So as always, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Peace.